And here we go. I mean, already we got people in the chat. There's talk about Rashford. There's talk about this. Well, first and foremost, right? Thank you everyone for joining. But this is the Dev FC show, and it's called This Week at United. Ain't that nice? I'm almost certain there are other channels that have thought of this before, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say no, they haven't. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I've invented this little segment and branded it all myself because they've probably used the same wording, but who cares? Straight away, let's go with we got Kenji saying, "Hey everyone, there's Soam's in here. We got Tebow, all of the usual suspects." Soam says you had a horrible day, brother. I hope this cheers you up, and I hope you are okay. The last thing we want is for anyone to not be feeling their best self. Omar straight away with the "What's up? How are you?" and the fam dev. I love that. I love how Luke just comes in and just says, "How we're good, brother. We're good." Need to check in on them actually. To be fair, I'll do that after this. But I'm sure they're good. Santos, what's going up, everyone? What's going on? Footy edits. Yes, now 14 people already in here. Same on TikTok. Get the likes up wherever the hell you are. I don't care where you are. Get them lights going up for me now. Robo, that's a new one. Is that a new person in there? Right. Good evening, everyone from Simon. If you're wondering what this little icon is next to Simon's name, along with Luke, I'm a Plant, as Santos King, they are official members of the channel. Now, first and foremost, thank you, everyone who has already subscribed and to be a channel member, because we've got 15 now, which is nuts. We've nearly got a full squad along with substitutes. And someone came in yesterday and became like the fat and lazy guy came in the other day and said that he is a first team member as well. So appreciate you all very, very much. Now, we do have a lot to discuss. Let's face it. Unfortunately, there is a lot to discuss with this channel and with with This Week at United. This is a new segment that I want to bring on. I won't do it. I'll try and do it every week, but realistically, if there's nothing to talk about, there's no point beating us over the head with it. And the fact that we are doing this at 6 o'clock, we could be playing games at this point, so who knows? But we want to make sure that we're doing it only when there's something to be talking about. Wasn't expecting one until Monday. To be honest, neither was I. But then I thought, well, tomorrow I'm probably going to be on United View again if they want me on. Hopefully, they do. And I'll be able to make that, with Flex and Owen and hopefully Alice and KG. So hopefully I'm on that. And if I am, then I probably won't stream on this channel, but I might stick a video up. Do you know what I mean? So wherever you are, make sure that you like, make sure that you're following or you're subscribing. Click the link in the bio on TikTok to come over to YouTube, because as always, that's where the action is. Right now, there's more people on YouTube than there is TikTok. Mental. And I can see everyone's chats a lot clearly. Kenji straight away coming in with the news. Fabrizio said that Onana and Monaco isn't true. Well, I've got to check that now, because that's pretty new information. And that's also kind of annoying, because I was going to do a video on it. Not like a long video. I was going to do a short video. But let's see what Fabrizio is saying. Has he tweeted it? I'm just going to check it now. I'm literally on his account now. So I'm going to see. He's talking about the Jarrell Quansah deal, which I think is ridiculous. Thank you for the gifts, Jen Rose. Appreciate you. I'm not seeing it on his Twitter, but I'm sure if you've heard it somewhere, it's going to come out on the Twitter eventually, innit? Either way, I think it was a bit wishful thinking that he was going to be there. It was on his YouTube channel. There you go. So it will come out soon. How are we feeling about Emi Martinez? Well, if you don't, well, we're not talking much about goalkeepers today, but just so you know, I did do a show, was it 2 days ago, I think, all about goalkeepers. It is live on the channel. Go ahead and watch that if you haven't already. We talked about everyone: Karnaseki, Chevalier, Emi Martinez, Seni Lamens, Bart Verbruggen a little bit, Vanya Milinkovic-Savic. We talked about everyone. Why are we so bad at selling? How are Liverpool getting 40 mil for Quansah? I am, to be honest, Luke, I hear the bad at selling bit is because we've been so bad for so long that, people think they can take the mickey out of us. But on the Quansah deal, let's be real, it is a pure PSR move. Like, it's 30 million and 10 million in add-ons or something, but it's about 30 million. And that basically means that they got Verts for 70 on the PSR books. It's pure PSR driven. Like, if they could have swapped him in the deal, they would have done, because it happened days of each other, didn't it? So Trust me, it wouldn't. Yeah, it is. It's purely FFP. Oh, who's this now? Look at this. Brian Gracie. What's up? Hey, WWE superstar. Get Rashford back in the team playing through the middle. Come on now. We can't be doing that. Brian Lamons, well, we could, but who knows? Marcus Rashford has been offered to Real Madrid. Source Defender Central. Rashford PR teams are working overtime. He's not been offered any. Why would you offer a player? Like, if someone offers something to you, like, aren't you a little bit like, oh, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, let's get into the first segment of today. It's a player that we've been linked with for what feels like forever. And I just want to come on here because everyone seems to be losing their minds a little bit. And I can understand why, but there is no real reason to panic. And I'm going to explain why that is. So get the lights going while I get everything up. Get the lights going everywhere. And there we go. So the first person we're talking about is Mbeumo. Okay, everyone is losing their minds. Thank you, Genzo, for the cheeky little gift. By the way, link in bio, TikTok. Come over to YouTube because I can't really pay attention to the two chats at the same time. I'm paying more attention to the YouTube chat. We're nearly at 5.4k subscribers. I have picked a winner. By the way, I can't say who it is. It will be announced in not the next video, but the video after that, because we're organizing how to get things sent to them. I've picked a winner for the giveaway at 5k. It's going to be sick, trust me. But also the giveaway at 10 is going to be mental. So click the link in bio on TikTok. Come over to YouTube. Make yourself known. Now, Loppy is asking, Dev, I have one question. Is this his first season producing a high volume of output? No, it's his third season in the league. And, oh yeah, appreciate you, Tebow. Tebow sent me a GIF and you guys will see that at some point soon as well because I might be changing this little logo. Who knows? I need to see how it works. But yeah, honestly, when it comes to Mbeumo, there's no doubt in my mind that he is a fantastic player. He's a good player to have in the squad, yada, yada, yada. And his numbers, Bryan Mbeumo, I keep calling him Christian Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo is definitely the type of player that we should be going for. Now, I want to make something very clear. Everyone seems to be annoyed, and I'm probably going to have to repeat myself. So if you're in the chat, please, if someone mentions it, please, can you mod them or as in mention it to them and moderate kind of the conversation. But with Mbeumo, I just want to make it very, very clear. He is on his way. The deal is on its way to be completed. When I say that, what I mean is we're going to put in a bid. We're going to put in a best in final, and that's going to be it. And then the ball's in Brentford's court. If they want to keep him, keep him. If not, then not. But the fact that they've now lost Thomas Frank and they're still managerless means that there's more going on at the club than just the Bryan Mbeumo deal. You can't be talking about potentially losing one of your best players while you're on the manager search. This is where some sort of a level of common sense does need to come out in deals sometimes, because the whole point, Brentford aren't in a stable place and we're not in a stable place. You look at Bayer Leverkusen, they've got their manager, they've got their money, they know exactly what's going on. Same with Liverpool, same with what's it called, with Man City. Every single one they've dealt with has been a pretty straightforward deal. So there's no need to get your knickers in a twist already about this. And look, saying, yeah, Tottenham already backed out. Tottenham were never in. It was, I said this to everyone. It is just the most BS statement to say, oh, Thomas Frank has gone to Tottenham. He's the next Thomas Frank player. He wants him. It's because they use that narrative with Ten Hag and it appeared true. So now everyone's believing it. It's not happened with Amorim. It's not happened with a load of ex-players. Arne Slot's not gone for any Feyenoord players. Do you know what I mean? Maresca went for Dewsbury Hall. Oh, it's true all the time. It's not. Guardiola didn't even go for many Barca players. Do you know what I mean? And they were the best ever. So all this stuff about Mbeumo, I do think everyone needs to relax. And Fat and Lazy Guy has come up with the exact point that I was just about to make. Are they waiting for the July financial year to start? Is it Real Sociedad doing the same with the person that Arsenal are in for? Yes. Zubamendi has been long since going to Arsenal. It's been here we go 5 or 6 times. He's going. Of course he's going, but they're waiting until July 1st. So I think there's going to be a massive flurry around July 1st. And it's the same day that we bring in Diego Leon as an example. And that is why we need to be a bit more patient on it. And I can understand why people are looking at Liverpool and Man City and be like, oh, Man City dipped a little bit and they went and got 4 mad players, and Liverpool became champions and they've gone 3 great players. Why have we only got 1? We need to get more. Arsenal haven't got anyone yet. No one signed through the door at Arsenal yet. Zubimendi's not through the door yet. It's here we go, but it's not through the door. Tottenham haven't got anyone. Newcastle haven't got anyone. So there's none of this like panic anywhere. It's just because of where Tottenham finished below us. I know they beat us in the Europa League, but they still finished below us and they're not getting anyone. And they just got a new manager in. So there are too many variables currently right now with the Mbeumo situation, which is why it is getting a bit longer than usual. Do you know what I mean? Fat and lazy guy, I know. I'm aware. I thought that the first time, but no, I got you. And this is, am I wrong in thinking that we still need to get rid of Malacia? Yeah. He's only on loan at PSV and they're not exercising their right to buy him from what I know. Dev, fun fact, need to congratulate Diogo Dallo today. He got married. Good lad. Good lad. Good for him. He's a good dude, and like say what you want about if he's good enough for United. He's a good kid. Happy for him and his family. Has Man United put in an offer for Martinez? Nope. And in fact, someone just said it here. Man United are not keen on Emiliano Martinez as the new goalkeeper, says the Telegraph. Is this true? We're not keen on him, no. I don't think we're going to buy him. I really don't. It doesn't fit the Ineos mold. This is what you have to start thinking. Will it fit the Ineos mold? If not, it's not going to happen. And Michael Cook says, honestly, I could see Onana and Højlund staying. Hell, unless something changes, Rashford and Sancho are looking hard to move on. I think Sancho will move pretty quickly. Fenerbahce were in for him today. Napoli said they can't match the wage demands, but something could happen. And I think something will move. Don't worry. Oh, we got 50 people in the YouTube chat. Make sure everyone who is in the chat is subscribed. And if you want to become a channel member or drop a super chat to guarantee that your quotes or your comments go on the screen at some point, please do that. We've got 15 members and we haven't had a super chat today. And we don't need them, obviously. But if you want to make sure that your comment is up there just so that I can see it clearly, make sure you drop a super chat or you drop a membership, because that'll be insane. And I clocked, if I get a certain number of members, it'll be like I can run the channel full time, which would be insane. That is what we'll all be gearing towards at some point. Daily streams, probably. Fabrizio said it's depending on whether Onana is leaving or not. Onana is saying he will leave if Amorim says so. No talks for goalkeepers until this is sorted. I understand that. And again, this phrase though, Onana is saying he will leave if Amorim says so. He's been told to go. Let's be very honest. Let's be honest. Onana's been told to go. And Smithy, the one thing I can see on TikTok has just caught my eye. Smithy 2024 says we haven't sold anybody either. I understand that. However, the reason why we haven't is because it's not just about you want to sell your players. Someone has to want to buy them. Do you know what I mean? Onana is playing a fool. Would you rather have a proper finisher or Semenyo? A proper finisher. If we get Mbeumo, there's no point getting Semenyo. But if we don't get Mbeumo, Semenyo is my next option. I think he's fantastic. Very underrated. I said this in the last live. I think it's time to be creative with some of the moves that we're going, because I'm just going to take Mbeumo off the screen. I think that is Mbeumo done. Like that, I think I've talked about him long enough in this live, to be honest, because there isn't really, much to say more than what I've already said. So let's go on to, it's kind of a point that I want to make a little bit clearer to people as well, because again, I think people have misunderstood what's going on. Now, Omar Berrada, who is the man that we have put on the side of the YouTube live. Like I say, if you're on TikTok, come over to YouTube. That's where the action is. I can only keep one thing on at a time, and it's really jarring, but keep watching if you're enjoying it like this. But come over to YouTube if you want to see who I'm talking about a lot more clearly, and make sure you subscribe as well. So with, oh God, Luke, so one thing I'm going to disagree with you, mate. I'd take Kubo over Semenyo. I think Kubo is so lightweight. I don't think he'll last in the Prem. Let's talk about Kanchelskis. I miss him. What a player. Maybe in another show. You know what? We could talk about ex-players forever. That could be a show in itself. God, Kanchelskis. I wasn't really around to watch him, but looking at the highlights, geez, he was insane for Rangers, let alone us. So Omar Berrada, I think Omar Berrada has sort of been put in. I'm just going to put this up because of how nice this comment is. But Omar Berrada has been. He's kind of. People have been throwing the stick at him for no real reason, in my opinion. Like there's no real need to go in on someone when he's saying, "Oh, we've got a we want to win the league by this point, or this is our aim, or this, that." Like, why wouldn't you say those things? Like, this is what Omar Berrada, as the CEO, is aiming for Manchester United. So why wouldn't you want these things to happen? And he's the one that it kind of goes through, a bit of a system of things now. He's not really the guy that's gonna, be the driving force behind transfers, but he'll veto them if he believes they're not right, or he'll sign them off if he believes that they are. So I think Omar Berrada gets a bit of a tough rap, because any CEO that was going to come in and talk about Manchester United in this way without immediate success was always going to find it difficult. But let's face it, it's still, I still think our youth recruitment has been some of the best that I've seen in about 10 years. Like, we have, people aren't going to include this as a normal, like, regular big money transfer, but Mateus Cunha isn't the only deal that we've got sorted. The deal is, we've also got, is it Helmsley? I need to know. See, I love that I actually don't know his name, but I'm pretty sure it's Elmsley James. I need to make sure I get this right. I think it's Harvey Elmsley James or something. Harvey Elms. Oh God. Yeah, Harvey Elmsley James. Okay, cool. I got it right at some point. So, wait, where is he? Where is he? Oh, hang on. We've had our first super chat of the evening. First of all, thank you, Brian, for that lovely comment. And Kenji, happy Sunday, everyone. Shout out to those in TikTok. Absolutely, shout out to everyone on TikTok. Thank you very much. Now, who is this? No, I've skipped over that. Thank you, Kenji. Genuinely, thank you. Southampton to Man United. What's his name? I'm just not seeing anything. Harley Emsden James. That's it. Bloody hell. I keep getting his name wrong. I keep thinking it's Harvey. But this is, yeah, and this is another thing. Simon's saying we've had 20 years of Glazer saying nothing, so it is refreshing to see him doing interviews. And he's not giving us BS though. He's not saying, he's actually saying actionable things. He said, this is what we got wrong. This is what we need to do. And if anyone else came in without, this is a guy that was one of the execs at the City football group. And we've now got a bit of a football group with Man United with some of the other Ineos lot. So there's no one that can really say, like, we're not making any sort of moves, because this is another thing that happened in January, I want to say. So we signed Dorgu and then we signed Heaven, but no one really included Heaven in the deals. They all thought, we just made one signing in Dorgu because he was 20 odd million pounds, which is a steal, by the way. But they were like, he's only a million. What's that going to do? We've now signed, I keep forgetting his name. He'll make me remember it. We've now signed Harley Emsden James from Southampton, and it has been completed today. Do you know what I mean? It has been completed today. Big up Dev as pure Glazonomics at this point. I disagree with you, Kenny fan, but I appreciate the first start of your comment. Thank you, Linus, for joining in from TikTok, and thank you, Kenyan, from joining in from TikTok. And Manveer saying, it's funny how people really gassed up these boardroom staff coming in. They weren't going to do anything special. Well, they have, though, haven't they? This is the thing. Like, everyone wants to say, like, that because of where we are now, you got to blame the board and all this. I understand that. I'm not saying that everything of this past season has been terrible, but the recruitment has been fine. And the recruitment, I'm sorry, has been better than it has been over the past 15 to 20 years. No one is going to convince me against that. I can't even begin to argue with someone who thinks that Mazraoui is a bad signing, or De Ligt, or any of them. I cannot even bother entertaining that level of conversation, because there is absolutely no reason to do that. And Joe Dunn, unfortunately, this is the kind of comment that we do not want on this channel. Like, if you want to have a genuine discussion with me, then let's do that. But I'm not brown nosing anyone, because I hate, like, people need to be honest with this. Like, this is my personal channel. These are my personal beliefs, and I could make far more attention or get far more money or whatever, like jumping on the toxic train and saying all the horrible stuff. I just don't believe it. I've been around long enough to know how business works and to know how football works from both ends. And I just think they're paying for the sins of the past, but they're not paying for their own sins. They're not the ones that are really doing much wrong. They're having to clean up a lot of the mess, and everyone is blaming them for the mess that hasn't been cleaned up yet. And it's just ridiculous. So you don't blame the people who clear out a tsunami, and then you don't blame the tsunami. That's the thing that caused it. So I don't like the fact that people are going in on them for all these different things, and there is absolutely no point. And this is exactly what I said recently. I'm glad Fat and Lazy Guy remembered it. It's going back to your point, Dev, about eating burgers for 20 years and expecting a couple of salads to make you healthy. I said this phrase very, very recently, and it's true. It's true. And look at this. See, Manveer wants to come out on one signing. First of all, Ugate's not a bad signing. Second of all, he hasn't been used in the system properly yet. He hasn't adjusted properly to it yet. And he says that yet people are eyeing up a new midfielder to start alongside Bruno. Kind of the problem is that we haven't got enough of a balance with Bruno in there. I think Bruno's positioning is more of a problem than Ugarte. He's the one who puts in, he was best in interceptions in any outfield player for us last season and in the Europa League. He was best for returning possession to us, like from the opposition teams. And Bruno was one of the worst. But then we kind of, because of everything that was going on and everything was running through him because of the difference in system and whatever, that Bruno had to do everything. But then if you all of a sudden go, you've got Acuna now who can do a lot of that stuff, and you get an Mbeumo up there as well, Bruno doesn't have to venture that far forward. He can be that deep lying playmaker and be a bit of a, like I say, a deeper presence. So you do that, and then all of a sudden it will look okay. Joe Dunn, how has the recruitment been fine if we went from 8th to 5th after the 2 windows Ineos had? That makes no sense. Of course it makes sense, because everyone wants to say that it is just the players and all that. Like, can you say that the players Ineos have signed have been poor? This is my point. I think what Ineos have done wrong, and I've made it very clear on this, is that they shouldn't have given Ten Hag as much time as they did. However, at the time, I could just have seen it happening. Like, I could see at the time, imagine we sacked Ten Hag, and then all of a sudden we go on a bit of a dip, just a small dip for like 3 or 4 games with Amorim, right? Adjusting to the system, whatever. And then all of a sudden you have that happen, and people are like, oh, you just sacked a manager that got you an FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? Everyone will always have problems. Watch football with your eyes and not stats about interceptions and grounds covered. I do watch football with my eyes, and I think he's better. And I'm sorry, can I just say, if you're going to come here and launch like annoying little comments, give me something actionable to work on. Because again, if you disagree with me, there's no problem. But let's actually have a conversation, because the minute you start getting like that, then you're not welcome here. You can go to all your other toxic channels and, throw names about and do all this, because I've seen some comments here I'm not even going to jump on, but there's no need to do any of that. Let's have a proper conversation about all of the players and everything that's going on. And my whole opinion on Berrada, by the way, is like, I like that he's saying what he's saying, and I do like kind of what Kenji has said here, like Mazraoui, De Ligt, Xerxes, Dorgu, Heaven, Ugarte, Chido, Cunha. Like, the issue is definitely getting people out. And they've brought good players, and Simon 213 has said this. So they brought good players, but not game changers yet. Cunha has potential, and if Mbeumo signs, this improves the team. Exactly. But the one thing that they haven't done, the one thing that they haven't done, which I hope to see them do this summer, is to buy more depth. That's one thing I need to see more of, which is why I do like having like signings like an Aiden Heaven or like a Harvey Emston James, like these young players who can be bred in. But there is that sort of middle gap that we're missing, because the dip from the first team down to anyone else is just shocking, really. Because our season, as it did last season, derailed from the moment that Leacher, like Lisandro Martinez, was poor, or that he was injured. Do you know what I mean? It really derailed after that, because we couldn't get anywhere. And then the same with Onana. Onana had a really good start to the season, and then he just dropped off like a bag of bricks again. So that's the issue that I've always got with him. And Chloe, that's my angel. She loves the channel, and I love you. But this is what I mean. So I don't think there's any reason to really go into it too much. And the reason why Joe Dunn, this is a fair point. I don't see how you can give a guy like Wilcox the amount of power he's got, considering he was in charge of youth recruitment at City and director of football at Southampton for 6 months, not proven. Tell me someone who was proven, that was linked, or who we could get, and who has already done a good job. Like Jason Wilcox was key in the signings that we'd already made. And that's why he got a promotion. And then it was either go and spend loads of money on a director of football that you might get wrong again with Ashworth because you don't know who you're dealing with, or give a chance to someone who has earned their stripes a little bit. Because how are you ever going to get to that sort of situation if not? Like Nick Cox, for example. Nick Cox is our head of youth development, I think, or head of youth recruitment. He's now sporting director at Everton. And Everton are in a pretty poor situation right now, and they need to get that one right. They've taken a chance on him. You have to take a chance on people sometimes. Can you genuinely say you've seen enough from Ugarte to say he's in any way an upgrade from McTominay or Fred? He's massively an upgrade on Fred, let's not be silly. And McTominay is a completely different player. McTominay is an attacking player. And in the sixth role, like everyone now looks at McTominay like, why did we sell him? He'd be good in the system. He probably would be good in a CAM system. We weren't playing it at the time. But in Ugarte's role, McTominay was a bit cowardly in the way that he played. Like he played with his back to goal a lot of the time. He didn't ask to receive it. And I think it was best that he moved on. And it has been best that he moved on. I've got no issues with Scott McTominay moving on. I don't think it makes us look bad whatsoever. People glaze Fred like they didn't hate him for years. Facts. I actually liked Fred. I made it very clear that I liked Fred. Now, this is where I'm going to move on to, because Goran Kenny, I think this is your first time I've seen your comments. So I appreciate that, brother. Is the first comment that I've seen so far talk about Baleba. Loppy's jumping on it as well, talking about he wants Baleba. I think Carlos Baleba is a player that people have been talking about a lot. But here's what I will say. Carlos Baleba is going to cost about 70 to 75 million pounds, right? And bearing in mind, wherever you are, we've got nearly 60 people in YouTube, which is one of the highest that we've had in a while. So please do subscribe if you're enjoying it. Because if you are new, either on TikTok or YouTube, this is the non-toxic Manchester United channel. Like, we've had people in the chat already try and get to me and all this stuff. It just doesn't happen. The whole point of this channel is to just calmly discuss Manchester United in the healthiest way possible. That's what this is all about. If you want the toxic stuff, there are plenty of channels for you. A couple of channels that don't like me, apparently, as we know. So go ahead and join them. That's not what this is about. We're here to just talk properly. And things are going to get harder. Things are going to get easier. There's no point going with the tide with it. We have to stay calm and actually have a proper conversation about it. So if you want to actually enjoy a channel that focuses on that more, then please do follow on TikTok and subscribe on YouTube. On TikTok, you can click the link in the bio to come over. Let's get to 10K likes, by the way. So let's get liking as much as we can. And then let's come over to YouTube and subscribe. You can even become a member now, which gets your gets your comments on the screen if you like. Joe Dunn, I respect you for believing in what you believe in, to be fair, unlike the other channel run by Brent, who launches hate onto players and protects others. Fair play to you, buddy. And that's what we love. See, we go from like, oh, maybe I'm not sure about this, man, to there you go. I respect it. Thank you very much, brother. And Kenji saying, Dev reports are saying we're linked with Palhinha. Is this true? What do you think? I don't think it will happen again because I don't think it fits the model. But I just saw someone post in the chat. I'm going to try and retrieve it if I can. This is the annoying thing. So this is why, if you want to send a super chat to guarantee that it's up there, it does get starred. To be honest, I should have starred it anyway. But someone did put in, up the positivity. That's what it's about. Should we hire Juan Soler for youth recruitment since he has already more than proven himself in Spain? Again, I don't think youth recruitment's our problem. Like Christopher Vivell is doing brilliantly. We've got 70 people live in here now. And I want to make this point. Like, make sure you subscribe, by the way. Drop a super chat if you like to guarantee your comments appears on the video. And also, you can become a member, however kind of member that you like. Now, I need to talk about a problem that we've had for a while, right? For a very long while. And it's depth. It's the one word that you're going to hear me beat into your brains for the remainder of the transfer window. Depth, depth, depth. Because every single time we get an injury to a certain player, the players just drop off all the time. And this was it. Footy Edits put it, and you put it in again. Thank you. I put up a story on Instagram saying that depth would solve the problem if we don't get Baleba, and he completely agrees with me, and I appreciate that. I need us to start being a lot more creative in the transfer window rather than just going for, what's this? I appreciate you don't want to be toxic, but you should be able to have serious concerns about players and the manager without being labeled toxic. Tom Hall, you're absolutely right. I don't have serious concerns about the players that we've mentioned, but I do have serious concerns about the other ones. We did a show 2 days ago talking about Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho, Onana. Said everything I needed to say. There's always a way to say it. But yeah, I agree with you. And that's what this is about too, as much as the positive side. So this whole point on Baleba, someone just called me Dev Patel in the chat. That's funny. This is what I put on Instagram, and is what I still believe now. And there is a couple of players that I want to talk about, because everyone's always talking about Baleba. Like I think everyone's got hung up on him or Wharton or someone similar to that level. And I understand it. Like I do get it, but there's no point in really going in on players like that when players like him are available. And if you don't know who I'm pointing at, it's Hayden Hackney. Now, I'm sorry, but why aren't we in for these types of players? Like, why aren't we in for them? I don't understand. And look, Brian has put in a good point, and I just want to be on this point for a little bit. Like, everyone, you need to understand that Liverpool barely spent any money last season, right? I think they bought Chiesa for 30 million or less than that, probably. And they won the league, and they went far in other competitions. And I'm pretty sure they might have made a profit. And they've lost Trent, but that's a massive wage bill they don't have to pay anymore. And I think Salah and Van Dijk did renew, but similar to what they were on. So they can spend money. It's the same with City. We're not in that position. So you're no point comparing it to them, because we're not even on their level right now. And you have to be honest with yourself. We're not. Like, look at Arsenal. They've only signed one player. He's not even through the door yet. They're probably waiting for July, like we are, for the financial year to start in football. And same with, Villa haven't signed anyone. Newcastle, Tottenham. Just relax. And I need us to start looking at players. Yeah, there you go. Chiesa was 13 million. Even worse. But this is the type of player that I want us to be signing, because, and the reason I say because because this is a profile that not only fits with Manchester United's style at the moment, but it also fits with our budget at the moment. And this is the key part. Everyone that I talk to, and this is why I get so annoyed with people when it comes to transfers. Everyone that I talk to say, "Oh, do you want this player or that player?" Like Baleba or Wharton, because you know you can't get both. Both will cost like 60, 70 million pounds at least, right? So why not get two players for the price of one? If you don't know who I'm talking about, click the link in bio, come over to YouTube, because I've got the images right there, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10K. I'm talking about Hayden Hackney right now, but that is a ball carrying player that's already been taught by Michael Carrick. That was one of the standout players in the Championship that will go to the Premier League at some point. And you know why? It irritates the hell out of me when people are like, "Oh, we can't be signing players from the Championship." Adam Wharton has had 1.5 basically seasons without injury at Crystal Palace. Would you not have bought him for 20 million quid from Blackburn? Would you not have taken that punt and either loan him out to a Premier League club and then take him back, or just develop him in the squad yourself? Would you not do that? We're doing that with Sekou Kone, but he's a bit too young. And I don't see why we have to do that. And again, Loppy is agreeing. Like, why do we have to wait so long for marquee signings? Like, we have to do it. He hasn't already transferred anywhere. No, he's still available. People are still looking at him. And someone has just put Josh Beavers. I've seen it. And just so you know, I've been talking about this player since last season, since the Copa America. We've got 70 people in the chat. Legends, the lot of you. Make sure you subscribe. And if you want to become a channel member, you know what to do. Same with Super Chats to guarantee that your comment is live on screen. Otherwise, just subscribe. Now, this player, we need to be talking about him. We need to be talking about Richard Rios. Why is no one talking about him? It's weirding me out that no one is talking about Richard Rios. Yeah, this is a very good point that Tam Sanka has just made. It stinks of Dan James problems, though. First of all, Dan James was okay for us. But that's the exact same point. I'm saying, don't buy a player from the Championship and then make him the main man. Dan James played almost every single game for the first 5 months he was there. That's not supposed to be the case. A well-run club makes you get a Hayden Hackney and a Richard Rios, or someone like, or both of them, rather than going for more money to somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? And we sold Dan James for a profit because he didn't work out. That's what we need to do. Do you know what I mean? It's just like Josh Beaver said there. He was. And this is what we need to be doing. Okay? This is what we need to be doing, because the reason I look at these two types of players, all right? I'm looking at right now, he has a massive release fee. He has a massive release fee for Palmeiras. It's not massive for, what's the word? Foreign clubs. So for domestic clubs, it's massive. For foreign clubs, it's less. They do that a lot in South American leagues, just, because of the rivalries and stuff. I think for South American leagues, players or teams, it's $40 million. Outside of that, they would accept $30 million. And I think he'll come to the Premier League at some point in his career. I'd be surprised if he didn't, or if he'll go to Europe. I do see him coming to Europe. This is the thing. And this is what I agree with too. So everyone's saying I'm up Ineos's ass. No, Dev, this is why the management gets a lot of shtick, because of we fans can see these players and suggest them. What are they doing? Now, we fans suggest them. We scout these players all the time. We scouted Moises Caicedo before he went. We could have got him for £2 million. We decided not to. And there's hundreds of players. You go down the history of Manchester United where it went down that similar route. Same with Chelsea, same with Liverpool. You win some, you lose some, right? That is it. However, I think that they're focusing on their main target, which is Mbeumo, because the minute you know what you're paying with him and you know what you've paid for Cunha, two of your main marquee signings are done. You're like, oh, cool, what we got to play with now? We did that last season, didn't we? We brought in Xerxes really quickly. We brought in Delict and Mazraoui on the same day. Ugarte is the one that took longer because that's the other marquee one we wanted, and it didn't go well. Like it didn't fit with Ten Hag. It didn't fit with what's this called? Jerry. That's not true. It wouldn't have fit in with Amarim as well. But this is where we can just end up going for players who have a solid amount of value within them. And the thing is with Richard Rios, it's not a project signing. It's not like a young Brazilian kid who's going to come in and maybe be good or maybe not. He's 25 years old. He's 24, 25 years old. He will cost what his value is believed to be in the current market. So between 25 and 30 million pounds, I think at the higher end, Hackney is about the same. Would you not want to get those two players in your central midfield rather than just going for one Baleba or one mad striker? Because you tell me now, and I've said this multiple times, by the way, you give me a good goalkeeping option like a Karnaseki or a Chevalier, bit more money, that's probably a 30, 40 million pound transfer, and then you demote Onana, you sell him, or you get rid of Bayinde and demote Onana, you do that, or you do all that, then you get these two midfielders like a Richard Rios and a Hayden Hackney, yeah? You get the Mbeumo deal done, and you get a decent striker with Premier League experience, like a Rodrigo Menez. You know how much I love Rodrigo Menez. I just think he's very underrated. But let's say you get all those players in. That is better. Yeah, Soham, his release clause again. It's being reported by different people, and I'm looking at the reports I've seen, and I believe them more than that. Ornstein said it was less. So with this, and they can't really demand a release clause because of how long is left in his contract. But also with his with a striker, like people want to get a big striker for the sake of getting a big striker and all this stuff. We don't need that. And straight away, we've got a brilliant super chat. Punjabi United, the first super chat we've seen from you. Thank you very much. All the way from Canada, you legend. Punjabi United, I'm a Punjabi man myself, so I love that. Thank you very much for your super chat. We need to target South American and African leagues for players with potential. We need to go for championship players as well. Villa got Rodgers. See? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. South American release clauses, genuinely, there's no point in even looking at them. There is no point in looking at South American release clauses. They're ridiculous. Martinelli's release clause originally was 40 million euros, then they got him for 6. Don't believe everything you hear. Now, I'm seeing some comments on TikTok. Let's get the likes up to 10K as much as you can, and come over to YouTube. We're at 67 people in here, 83. There's 150 people in here. That's mental. Now, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Drop a super chat, just like Punjabi United did, to guarantee that your comment is on the screen. And if you want to become a member, that'll guarantee you on the screen as well. And a personal thank you and a little clap from me. We've got 15 members. Let's see when we can get to 20. That's going to be insane, honestly. The fact we got 15 is pretty ridiculous in itself. I'm just refreshing to see if anything's happened. And I love that. Napoli sporting director Giovanni Manna, 5 minutes ago, has just said, our offer is clear. We will not pay Sancho's requested salary. Jadon Sancho is ruining his own career. Honestly. He is. How's the Mrs. Dev? She's great. She was just in the live earlier, and she's downstairs playing Fortnite like a boss. And hopefully, I just bought a webcam, and we're setting up the office room. When we start streaming, it's going to be lit. I've also just bought a mad box of cards. Like, this is totally nothing to do with Man United. I bought a mad box of cards, which we're going to open together. It's cold. Nothing to do with football either, but it's cold. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Dev, do you think we will actually sign someone in the midfield this season? I believe so, yeah. I do believe so. I also can see a Seko Kone playing more, but not a proper promotion. And I see Toby Collier either playing more or leaving. I don't see what happened this season. Said on a previous live that Man United won't go for a CM this window. Most likely you think anything's changed? Yes, something has changed. So what has changed there? And you're right, I did say that. You actually got me there, Sam. I did say that. And I got to be accountable for what I said. When I said it at that time, there was a lot of movement around Bruno and all this other stuff. Now, the whole thing with this is that Kone, at the time, was sort of being, bred into the first team at this point. There is a lot more stronger takes now, a lot more stronger deals that is going to link him away to a loan within the Ineos system, which is to FC Lausanne in Switzerland. I think he'll go now. I'll be surprised if he stayed. So things are changing quite a lot, but I do think that means we're going to go in for one, but not a mad one. This idea we're going to get Baleba is just not going to happen, in my opinion. If it does, I'll be shocked, right? We're just not financially able to do it right now. Collier probably to go on loan. Yeah, maybe. Again, I'm not saying like if he leaves, it doesn't mean permanently. A loan would kind of work. Gyökeres is not coming to Manchester United. Let's be very honest. But those are the two midfielders that I really want us to see us go for, because we don't need like a mad level signing in midfield. We don't. Like, we need a couple of good bodies in there, because Ugarte needs someone to work with better than a Bruno or a Casemiro when we need to defend. And like a deep lying destroyer like Richard Rios, or like a deep lying playmaker, but still a good energy in Hayden Hackney. We need those types of players. But I think what people do forget, I made a video on this. We've got 82 people in the live. Oh my goodness. Make sure you subscribe now, please. And if you want to become a member, you know what to do. But thank you all so much for joining. We've got 15 members so far. We've got a couple of super chats in. Today is a good day. I appreciate you all. I think we've hit 5.4k subscribers now, which is mad. I said to Chloe, my girlfriend, earlier, I hope we hit it. I think we might have done. I haven't checked it yet, but I hope we have. Now, we've made 2 signings this summer so far. People will forget that we've made one in, I keep getting his name wrong, Harley Emsden James. I'm so bad at his name. But we have signed Harley Emsden James for £1 million. That has been ratified by the Premier League. It's done. That's £1 million that has been sorted, and we are good. Kenji wants me to discuss fixtures. I hear you, brother, but until I know who our team is, I can't do that yet. I just can't do that yet. So this is, the key point that I've been trying to make, that we do need to focus on depth within the squad, and we do need to make sure that we're just not signing people for signing's sake, which we have done so regularly in the past. But with the Richard Rios deal, I've talked about him quite regularly, and I think it is a good one to go. Nemecha, I believe, has gone somewhere else. I'm not sure where, but I did see him go somewhere. When is Big Up coming back? Maybe for watch-alongs, maybe, but I might stick to YouTube now. I'm enjoying YouTube, frankly. Sorry, I got to put the fan on. It's getting hot. Let's see. We've got Rizwan is saying, I know you previously said you weren't interested in it, but will you do previews to before games next season? Nah, I don't enjoy it. Like, I need to do content I enjoy, because that otherwise I don't think you get the right value out of me. Like, I know some of you are paid members of the channel, some of you do super chats. I just don't think you get value out of me unless I can give you my actual attention and doing something that I enjoy. Nemecha will go though. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong actually. I think I read somewhere that he was going on a Here We Go to somewhere. I might be wrong. I need to check that one, but I thought it was Nemecha, so apologies. I might be wrong. Am I going to watch the NBA finals? Nah. Not a big NBA fan. I do want to get into it. I'm just not massively into it right now, which is annoying because I've got Sky Sports, so I could actually watch quite a lot of it. But who is Man United in for? That is the best question, really. We are in for a lot of players. Oh, it's nice. We've got 80 people on TikTok, 80 people on YouTube. Just at that right time. Make sure... Oh, is it Nemecha's brother who transferred? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. It was the other Nemecha. I'm an idiot. I'm an actual idiot. Mental. Oh, and look, just as I tell myself how idiotic I am, we get our first member of the evening. Reese, can we get some claps in the chat for Reese? And look at that. Straight after Simon, again, with another super chat, you legend. Think Collier and Kone will go on loan, centre mid for depth. I think they will. I think Kone will go on loan. I'm not sure about Collier, but I think Kone will. And I do want another centre mid either way. But Reese has become a new member. Absolute legend. He's diverting the attention away. Honestly, he heard how I was struggling with Nemecha and just got him mixed up with his brother. And he was like, here you go, bro. Don't do that nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Appreciate you, Reese. Thank you so much. W Reese in the chat, of course. W Reese in the chat right now. If you don't know what I'm on about on TikTok, by the way, come over to YouTube because we've got about 75, 80 people in here, but I can actually see your chats a lot more clearly. You can do super chats. You become a member of the channel. Click the link in the bio. Come over to YouTube right now. Trying to hit 10K subscribers, people. And if we do, it means I can do more content like this and actually make money from the platform. Wouldn't that be nice? Don't answer my question. Yes, it would. So here we go. Opinions on Andre Onana. Oh, he's such a good player, but I just don't think it's going to happen. You know, their PSR situation means that we could try and manipulate them a little bit, but I just don't think it will work. This is a good point that Josh makes as well, which is another reason why I think movement could happen. No European tournaments next season. Surely Cassie goes then, as in Casemiro. Can't remember the last good Premier League performance he had. Me neither. Did he play in the Villa game? To be honest, that was our last good performance as a team, was Villa. Would rather Kamara from Villa than Onana. Interesting. I really wanted Kamara when he was being linked with a move there. Did he move for free? I want to say. Boubacar Kamara. I feel like he did. 10K before July, bro. Keep it up. Let's hit 10K. 10K before July. You must have lost your mind. What, in a week? We're not hitting 10K in a week, but 10K this season, 10K this year. No, 10K before the start of the Prem. No, that's too soon. Just 10K soon. Do you know what I mean? But look, Punjabi United again with another super chat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for sticking in. Become a member of the channel, guys, by the way. If you don't want to keep doing super chats, just become a member. It's easier. Jonathan David on a free and low wages for depth. Yeah, I would take it for depth. I genuinely would. However, there is talk, what I've seen recently. So again, I could be wrong, but the only thing I've seen recently about the Jonathan David thing is that he is asking for a stupid amount on a signing on fee. Almost the equivalent of making it a transfer. I'm talking millions. So, not sure. So, Soham, the legend, has just donated 20 rupees. I think that's rupees. So that's 20 pence. My dog, thank you very much. And Kenji says you can get to 10K before the season starts in August. Really? Come on. I don't know. Testing a new UPI. What this means? I don't know. What's up, United Talks? How's it going? What do you think realistically is the best signing for Manchester United as we are in a transitional period and not expecting anything high? Give me Rodrigo Menez, man. Give me Rodrigo Menez. I've just had someone on TikTok, Sean Fitzsimmons, says, can I pick your nose? What's going on? What's going on? What's happening now? Are we seriously looking at Jonathan David? No. We're going to mess about and miss out on him. No one's in for him. Napoli was the closest from what I could see, and he's not staying in Ligue 1. But I actually think that it's because his agent is putting him off with signing on fees. This is something I heard from a random reporter. I'll be very clear. I didn't hear this from any good source. I just heard that he wanted a signing on fee that was like 20 odd million pounds, which is fine when it's club to club. The minute you pay a player that, you can't do anything with it. Whoa. What's happened here? No, that's the first time that's ever happened. Xandre Farmer has just gifted a Dev FC membership. Bro! Wait, Xander, you're not a member, are you? Are you a member? Or did you just gift it to someone? He's gifted it to Katu. Whoa! Unless you've gifted it to yourself. What the hell? Xandre gifted a membership to Cafu. Honestly, Kenji, I need to make you like a mod or something. How do I do that? Are you already a mod? I don't know. But, and then we got super sticker. What is this? ZAR. Hang on, I need to know what country that's from. ZAR currency. What is that? South Africa. What? We got someone from South Africa watching. Mental. I know we have people from all over the world, but goodness me. South Africa's mental. Oh, Simon is saying it. Come on, Dev. 10K by August is achievable. Is it? Is it? Oh, and he's become a member himself. Oh my God, people. Have you joined the academy or have you joined first team under 23? What is it? I don't. Can we just get some claps in the chat? I'm sorry. Xander, stolen the show. Xander has absolutely stolen the show. What is happening? If you're new to the channel, I have to tell you right now because Xander has just done it. This is the non-toxic Manchester United channel. How many times do I have to say it? I will say it until I go blue in the face. I hate what channels have become. I hate, even today, there were people in the chat that were genuinely getting at me. They were making me a bit angry. But what's the point in rising to those comments and being like every other channel? I don't want to do that. I want to be a channel where we can be calm and actually discuss Manchester United properly. This is the healthiest Manchester United and football channel in the world, and we're going to build it into the healthiest and most thriving football channel in the world. So please, I love how we started the live on a bit of a hill and then it kind of went down, like thinking, oh, is it going to be a negative one? And we're back in with the positivity. Legend. And I love that from you, Kenji, saying what this next one is. But I have actually been to Norway, right? And I know Norway's an expensive place. I went to Oslo, loved it. I watched Lillestrøm against Rosenborg just because I love football. I just went there and I watched the game. I'm going to do that this season, by the way. I need to go to more games. I haven't been to one in a hot minute. But big up Reber Bekir for just sending 59 krona for no good reason. I really like Norway. Has anyone been? I really like Norway. Norway is a good place, honestly. Be positive, man. Aim high. You can get 10K soon. Do you know what it is? YouTube is a slog. YouTube is difficult. So I remember getting 10K in like 3 weeks on TikTok. All right. And on Instagram, it was like a few months. YouTube is hard. So genuinely, to see it is a difficult one. But I swear, like if I can hit 10K by August, bruh. Stole my thunder. Never that, Reese. Never that. You've become a member today. That little icon means you become a member. You're a legend. Don't let the fishermen in the chat win, Dev. We're here for you and we love your positive vibes. I love everyone, man. You guys are different. Punjabi United is asking, why can't I see join button on the iPhone app? It can be very glitchy. I think if you Google it, you can figure out how to do it. But I remember someone said if you type the channel URL into the thing at the top where you put links in, I don't know anymore. Then you put /join at the end of it. Then it will take you to where you need to be, or you can go on the actual channel and it'll say join or maybe a plus next to subscribe, and you maybe can find it there. But Punjabi United, honestly, I say for you, just because you've already put in into a browser. Thank you for the edits. But you've already put in you got to put in your payment information to see it, I believe, whatever it is. But I'm saying it to you because you've put in super chats that are more than what a membership would be. So I'd rather you just be a member, mate, because then you don't have to keep doing that. Do you know what I mean? So, but I appreciate you anyway. I just don't want you spending. I don't want anyone spending too much on me. Like that's why I said if you're going to be a member, join on the academy level, not the first team level, because I haven't got the tiers set up yet. I just had to put the tiers in. So $4.99 a month. Then you'll become a member. You'll get access to all the videos. Once I hit 100 members, the members will get 100%. Will get the videos an hour before everybody else. There'll be members only lives, members only content. So please don't worry. And the members only lives, I'll change the tiers to make sure you all get it. But thank you all so much. And yeah, who is a member and put super chats in? Honestly, Luke, don't you dare put any more super chats. This is the one time I'm going to tell you guys, please don't give me any money, Luke. This guy does it every time. He gives me like 10, 20 quid per live. You do too much, my brother. And I will get you your book. I swear on my life. I never have a copy with it. You know what, Luke? Show up on the next live and I'll physically show you the book and I'll inscribe it with whatever you want. Okay? Because you do too much for me, bro. Honestly. But let's say, so you'll be like, Mark Goldbridge, God forbid. Anything but. So, he don't like me either. That was a bit toxic. So yeah, this is what the channel is all about. We are the non-toxic Man United channel. That's why we do things properly. But also, I do this all the time. But at the end of the live, I want to make sure that honestly, Luke and Kenji carry in the memberships and super chats from day one, 100%. But yes, Back of the Net podcast. Big up, my bro. Bro, come over on YouTube if you can. Subscribe. Yeah, I want. Oh, actually, Back of the Net. I'm just gonna put this out there, a little exclusive on YouTube. There is a concept that I've been working on called football frenemies. Right? It's similar to, well, I don't know if that's what they called it. Like they called it Best of Enemies, maybe on the DR Sports channel, whatever. But football frenemies is what I want to come up with, where I actually have friends who support different clubs, and before we play that team, we do a little preview and we go live with it. But I'm only going to do it for the big teams that I actually want to hear from. And I also, when I get to talk about other like other teams that don't get enough talks, and we can bring on smaller creators as well, just like myself, we can help each other grow, then that's what I want to do. But Back in the Net podcast is a brilliant creator who does Arsenal content. So bro, when we play against you, I would love to have you on Football Frenemies if you're up for it, my brother. So if you can, click the link in bio, come over to YouTube, let me know if you're down for it, and then we'll definitely get something sorted. And bro, I'm a plan. What did I just say? Don't tell me what to do. Not £20 this time though. Cool. Keep it at 2. All right. You do too much. You're doing too much, my brother. Love, of course. And you know what I love about this as well? He always messages me afterwards saying, "Good show, bro. We should try this. We try that." Loads of people do. Mad. Absolutely mad. Just curious, which one was the last United game you went to and what were your thoughts on it? My last game. Do you know what's actually jarring? Well, I'm not going to say the last game because technically it was Bilbao. But it was Bilbao. But I went to, oh my God, they were both losses against Spurs. They were both losses against Spurs. Oh, thank you, Xander. You gave me a little super sticker just for no reason. Legend. I will be making stickers. I'll be making like, not emotes, what's it called? But I'll be making like, you can make custom emotes or something. I don't know. £20 is a lot. Yeah. Bro, people are gifting that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. That's a lot. That's a lot of money just to give to a creator. Like, I'm not going to lie. That's mental. Do you count the legend match you watched recently? Well, that's a good one, Kenj. By the way, guys, if you're new, because we have reached like the end point of this live, I do this every time. We've already talked about, the one thing I haven't talked about is Paul Pogba, who's in the title of this video. There was a picture that came out with him and Kobe Mainu and Lenny Yoro. He's not coming back. He's going to Monaco. They were there as well. Everyone calm down. That's sorted. But I am going to, basically, every single show, I talk about the main points, as always, but then I have this little section at the end to just give a bit of appreciation back to the live and to just answer questions and give updates on things. So what do you guys think about the Football Frenemies idea? Back of the Net, let me know. Bro, why do I keep calling you Back of the Net? Can you, I'm sorry, bro, can you remind me of your name? Because I'm really bad with names. That's a me problem. I'm really sorry. If you could let me know. Come over to YouTube as well and join the chat because I can see everything clearly. But if you're down to do it, Back in the Net podcast is genuinely one of the ones I like to watch on Arsenal, and there aren't many Arsenal creators that I like to watch, I'll be honest. So what do you guys think? Honestly. Fat and Lazy Guy says, I honestly see these chats as like going for a coffee with a mate. That's what it's about. Yeah, I love Thierry Henry. Massive respect, 100%. That's a good idea. Xander loves it. So frenemies is great. Football frenemies, is that what we're calling it? I think so. We'll go football frenemies. Bro, trying to do a watch. Of course, I'm going to do watch alongs. Don't worry. My next watch along, if I don't know what comes first, I'm pretty sure the Club World Cup final comes first and then we go on our tour, right? I think. So I will be going live for the Club World Cup final and I'll go live for the tour. Do you know what I mean? What's that? I was a mod for a couple of people a few years back. You need to make them a dev yourself. Oh, do I? I need to figure this stuff out. If you want to be a mod, please be a mod. Genuinely, I'd love to help. But I think I can make you guys a mod somehow, so I'll do it eventually. But yeah, wherever you guys are, just make sure you're following up if you can, because this is the next thing that you can expect to see from me. So I will be going live for the Club World Cup final. I'm just going to check actually when that is. Club World Cup final 2025 is on, when is it? The 13th of July. Okay, sick. I'm pretty sure I can go live for that. I feel like I'm doing something on the 13th of July. Am I? Oh my god, yeah. So technically I am doing something on the 13th of July. Wait, I need to check what time that is. That's actually crazy. So it's at 8 o'clock GMT. Okay, I should be able to make that. But yes, I am. I will actually be in a charity match on the 13th of July, and I'll be playing in the charity match. So yeah, I'll be in Oxford that day. So hopefully I'll be back in time to do it, but I should be able to. To be honest, it's the one that I care the least about because if it's two dead teams, I don't care. If it's a Real Madrid versus Dortmund, cool, I'll watch it. Otherwise, I'm not really a fan, just because I want to look at Joe Bellingham a bit closer. But then the other thing is we start our preseason tour, I believe, on the 19th. Man United fixtures. I believe that's on the 19th of July. It is 19th of July at 2 o'clock. Cool. I can watch that every day of the week. And then we've got one on the 27th of July, which is at midnight. And then we've got one at 31st of July, which is at 2:30 a.m. against Bournemouth. So the dedication is real because I'm going to watch all them. The Bournemouth one might be a bit tough, but I'll definitely watch Leeds and West Ham. And that'll be on the American tour. You would enjoy being a mod? Of course you can, man. Of course you can. I don't know. This is what I don't know. Does anyone know if you have to be a member in order to be a mod? I don't know. That's just a question. I'm not saying you have to be. Will I stream the charity match? It's not on my channel. It's not my charity match. It's with the guys called the Blue Podcast, I believe. It's me and a few other creators that's going to be doing it. I can mod anyone, beautiful, so I will. And yeah, so I'll be doing quite a lot of that moving forward. And what of Manchester United games when the season starts? Would you guys like some watch-alongs when the season starts? I think that's about the right thing to do, innit? And at least if I don't have a the full thing in front of me, at least I can sort of have something that's a bit more interactive where you can see the stats and everything. Season starts on the 17th of August. Okay, I'll be going live for that. Easy. God, it's only 2 months away, isn't it? Wait, so hang on. You're saying Kenji says that, so we're starting the season on the 17th. In a comment, click on the 3 dots and add as a moderator. It just says put user in timeout and ban user and delete their comments, which I don't want to do. I'll need to sort that out. But Kenji has just reminded me that the season starts on the 17th of August. So I'm sorry. Do you really think we're going to hit 10K in that time frame between now and then? That's less than 2 months away, brother. I respect it. I'm just being realistic about where life is. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone on TikTok, if you can, click the link in bio and come over and subscribe on YouTube. Become a member of the channel. Have a super chat in. Do what you want. Look, Soham's saying yes. Kenji is saying yes. Well, I respect you guys. 10 days after your birthday. Ooh, Luke, I think I got a birthday present sorted for you. Good stuff. Right. I'm going to sort you out, Luke. Don't worry. I'm going to sort you right out. I could just buy my book and send it to you, couldn't I? But I don't want to buy my book because I wrote it. I'll figure it out. But I think that might be it for the end of it. Actually, no, we're going to stay on for about 5 more minutes. Get in the comments, just anything that you want to ask, just about the channel, about the way things are going. This is less about Man United and more about just the channel and the way you think it's going at the moment. If you guys are enjoying it, if you like it or not. But please let me know what you're thinking of it. And let me know if you have any questions about it. Why not hit 10K? Like Berrada said, have a target. You know what? That is the target. The target is to hit 10K before the start of the season. It's just not going to have it. I don't want to buy my book because I wrote it. Famous Words to Live by. Facts, bro. I wrote it. Why would I buy it? Do you know what I mean? How much is my book selling for on Amazon? This is the annoying thing. Like, also, if you guys haven't clocked, by the way, it's not diagnosed or anything, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum somewhere. Like, autism has happened. Do you know what I mean? But to be clear, like, my head just goes in so many different directions a lot of the time. So that's why I like to, you saw it, I like to structure the lives at the beginning so I know what's going on. But then after, like, I like to just talk to you, really. Q&A vid with the girlfriend? Oh, maybe. I think we're going to save that for the main channel, though, to be fair. But if she comes on, or if we do those watch-along ideas that we got, then perhaps, or you can just ask questions and we'll do it. Does Chloe support Man United? To be fair, Chloe hates football, and I respect it. But if you ask her, she'll support Man United. I think she used to like Chelsea, but we've taken her on. She hasn't liked this season very much because I haven't liked this season very much, and I've not been very fun. One is on sale right now, by the way, Dev. Is it? What's on sale? How do I not know my own book is on sale? Am I right? Oh, it is on sale. It's for £14.25. That's not a bad little rating, to be fair. It's called The Conquerors on Amazon Prime, and it was released 2 years ago. Wow, time flies, Jesus. Dude, I love your watch-alongs on TikTok. Appreciate you. I will do them. I will do watch-alongs on YouTube just to make it easy. But any last questions before we go? Any last members? Any last super chats? Or just any last questions? Let's go through them as much as we can for the next 5 minutes. I'm staying on for 5 minutes. If you got any questions or anything, let's go. Look, I've got a little heat rash on my arm because of the humidity. Need to aerate out everywhere. Thank you for the follow, guys. By the way, drop a follow where you are, subscribe where you are. But if you're on TikTok, come over to YouTube. That's where this is happening. Link in bio right now. YouTube is thriving at the minute. We're getting better. Is on Audible yet? I don't read too good. It's not on Audible. No, but good to know. Do you know what I might do? Is anyone coming to the Glasgow card show? This is just a random one for me, but is anyone going to the Glasgow card show on this coming weekend? On Saturday, Sunday? Because I'll be there. So if anyone wants a book, I can just bring one. Do you know what I mean? When do you think we're going to step up our game on the signings and get some more over the line? I think we're going to have to. This next week is going to be quite key to see what sort of like noise is being made. But once July hits, I think it'll be pretty key. Bro, we can reach 10K in a month. If we are all subs, I've already done it to my United friends, so we get it united. Oh, someone just sent me a little gift on TikTok. Thank you for that, TRW. But you know what? If everyone does this, I swear, just go ahead and share to your United brethren, because then straight away, that means that we're going to get more people in, no? Did you like the ideas I commented on your last live on which was your favorite? You did an Ineos one, didn't you? I think you did this. That's one that stuck out in my head, to be honest. I've gone through them all. I think they're brilliant. And I'll probably do them all, if I'm honest. But the one I really liked is you said, do like an Ineos style rebuild where you buy Ineos type players. I love that. I really thought that was smart because you can be like a director of football on Football Manager, not like as a direct role. You're still the manager. You just delegate everything to your assistant and you make in the editor your assistant the actual manager. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Troy, we're just literally going to the end of the live, bro. We're literally in the last 5 minutes, and I said, if you have any questions, let's go through them. Sorry, man. Damn it. We've already been through everything, but if you have any questions, get them in. This is just about the channel or to me or anything. And I've come up with an idea, Troy, called Football Frenemies. So I want to hear what you think, where I work with a creator that I've got a good relationship with that I actually like to talk about or talk to, where we're going to do a preview of every game that we're playing against each other in, like Arsenal, Leeds, Liverpool, and we basically just respectfully discuss what's going on. So kind of similar, it's very similar to Best of Enemies, but the banter will obviously be there, but always respectful in a good way, and hopefully some nice conversations. So Football Frenemies is something that I'm going to work on pretty soon, and I hope you enjoy that. As well as the Good Vibes show, which we've got coming up with another Man United creator, just to talk about the good vibes going on at the club. And then we've got This Week at United, we've got the transfer show. We've got things now. It's building nice. 2 minutes left. Any questions with anyone? And that's what I love. Troy just said, good idea and a way to grow the channel and support other creators, 1,000,000%. I really just want to support many different creators. John, you understand. Kenji, he was the first person I asked, and he said he wants to do it. Fat and Lazy Guy, just for no reason, dropping 199 in the chat. Thanks for the chat, Dev. You're a legend. Mate, I'm not the legend. You guys are. I'm just curious what happened with Goldbridge and you. We have to go through that again. All right. This comes up every time. I love talking about it because it's kind of funny. He blocked me a few months ago. I have no idea why. Weirdly, there was talk about me doing something with him and someone else, but it just never ended up happening. And I never really directly talked to him. He, what's it called? He followed me for a bit, along with United Stand and all that. They all followed me, and that was all, good stuff. And then he said, he never really said anything directly to me, but randomly he just decided that he wasn't gonna like me anymore. Then he blocked me, probably based on something that I said. I might have disagreed with him on something. Genuinely don't know what it was. And then Troy, I believe it was you, Troy, wasn't it? Who went into his chat, put in a super chat, actually gave the guy money and said, you should get DevFC on it. And then he muted Troy and says, I don't want to hear that name anymore. Do you know what I mean? And Luke says, anyone who works with Flex, I don't think he gets on with. Well, Flex is a legend. And you know what? If I have to be on a certain side, I don't want to be on anyone's side, really. But as in, like, you know, thinking someone's worse while I don't know the person behind the screen, if you know what I mean. But Flex is one of the nicest people that I've spoken to just in football, in the space. I think he's so kind. Same with KG. KG is an absolute. I was on the phone with him for like 45 minutes the other day. I think he's such a good guy. Like Marcel, Owen, Alice, like Minna, like James, obviously. Like they're just all such good people. And I've never had a problem with any of them. I just think like that's the way I want to run. Do you know what I mean? That is the way I want it to go. And sorry, Simon, I see your super chat, so I'm just going to hover over it. But that was what happened with me and Mark. There isn't really anything more to say on that. I think he looks at you as a competitor and doesn't like your glass half full personality. Screw him, if that's the reason, because I'm going to be who I am. And more onto the football is that Nigel King, click the link in the bio, come over to YouTube. I talked about Richard Rios in the latest video, so this is going to go live in about an hour or so. So click the link in the bio, subscribe, and you'll see it. All right, mate? I talked all about him. But Simon Mwangi again with a super chat, absolute legend. Probably United are waiting for the new financial year to make signings, probably avoiding PSR issues. We need to be patient. Exactly. And we said that earlier, that the new financial year for those signings, PSR related, is the 1st of July. So I still think there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Oh, 100% straight for Paddock Legends. But I still think there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that we're just not being privy to. We're keeping our cards close to our chest. But it all actually just needs to, I will patch up things between you and Mark G. I don't want them to be patched up. Not interested. But it will all be in there. So don't you worry about that. It will. Oh, what was I saying? What was I saying when it came to this? Yeah, so in the next, honestly, I'm so bad, but in the next week or so, I think we'll put in the building blocks to get something sorted for the 1st of July and actually make something happen. And that is what I think is going to be quite positive to hear from us. Don't get me wrong. If we don't hear anything in 2 weeks, I think we're in serious trouble. That's when I'm going to start thinking, oh, this is worrying now, because then we're 2 weeks away from preseason. Realistically, you get any signings in before preseason, you're fine. But you can't be waiting a month on one signing and no outgoings. So I expect quite significant movement, quite significant talk in the next week or so, leading to quite significant movement at the start of July, because that's when the financial year begins for PSR. So I would keep it, quite level-headed if you can until we reach that. But that is the end of the show. And just as Footy Edit said, ended live. We still have about 50 people, nearly 40 people now in the chat. The dedication is up. Honestly, guys, the dedication that you guys have shown is just ridiculous. And I have to say a massive thank you to all of you. We've had some massive highlights in the chat. Thank you to Simon, Fat and Lazy Guys, Xander. I'm a Plant, as always, Rebear, and Soham, as always, Punjabi United making themselves known. Reese becoming a member like a legend. Simon a couple of times, Punjabi United again. Kenji, as always. But I'm not going to pit anyone against anyone. But the fact that we've seen our first ever gifted membership today is outrageous. People are actually gifting the gift of DevFC to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Absolute legend. So, guys, I can't thank you enough for supporting the channel the way that you have. It has been brilliant, and I hope you guys have a fantastic week. It has started on the right foot, both Man United related and not, but I appreciate you guys. So please, oh, the kebab was beautiful, Luke. Luke, you remember everything. My God, the kebab was beautiful. Thank you. Bro, am I from Dudley? No, I'm from Handsworth, and my family moved to Warsaw, and I now live in Milton Keynes with my girlfriend. But thank you all so much. Now, TikTok, you know what I'm going to need you to do. Click the link in the bio. Come over to YouTube right now. We're ending the stream. So come over to YouTube and subscribe. Please subscribe and let's get up. Listen, everyone wants 10K before August. So please Let's hit 10K before August. Screw it. Going to be a lot more content coming. Maybe a video tomorrow. I'm going live on United View, hopefully. But please click the link in bio and subscribe. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me. And to you, wonderful people on YouTube. I mean, Brian has said, shout out my best friend Adrian, please, before you leave. What's going on, Adrian? Hope you're keeping well. Have I come when it's ended? Yeah, you have, Sam. I'm sorry. But we've had a great show. And again, thank you to Xander. I still can't get over that. Someone's actually gifted someone the gift of DevFC, and they're loving it. So thank you all so much for joining. You just make my day, people. And I hope I make yours. It's just a button on TikTok. Honestly, all you got to do when you're on TikTok is come over and subscribe. It's easy. Yay. That's a great way to end it. Back of the Net podcast has said that as an Arsenal supporter, he will be up for doing an episode of Football Frenemies with me as an Arsenal fan when we play against Arsenal. What a great way to end. Thank you guys so much. Make sure I know he's an Arsenal supporter, but genuinely, if you want some non-biased stuff and level-headed stuff, kind of similar to what I'm doing, but with Arsenal, so you want to take like a bit more of a level-headed opinion, then please make sure that you go over and check out Back of the Net podcast as well on all the socials. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Pogba ain't coming anywhere near Manchester United. Cheers, guys. That's the end of the stream. See you on the next one.